Yasu Malakedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Tom Hanks. Ladies and gentlemen, if God had a advocate, it would be Tom Hanks. We all know Tom Hanks is one of the nicest people of all time. My fondest memory of Tom Hanks is in a little movie called The Money Pit. That's when I first saw him. I was born in 1982, and I'm aware he did some things before, but when I saw him and the lady from Cheers try to build a house, just basically from nothing, and try to flip it after, and him just flopping around all over the place and avoiding flying tiles to hit his face. And then there's the classic scene where the turkey or the chicken, I don't know what it is, but that meat went flying from one window to another. And my God, Tom Hanks had me at that moment. And he's just had a hell of a career. I mean, he started off mostly doing comedies, and somewhere in the early 90s there, he became a really serious actor, and then started doing a whole bunch of other shit. And if he retired today, I'm pretty sure he'd have a couple bucks, that he could just relax and chill out. And like his son said, he wouldn't be tripping. But unfortunately, just recently, I don't know if you guys heard of this, coronavirus. If you've been to a recent Walmart, like I have, all the shelves are practically empty. I even got pushed by a woman in line in Walmart. I got her back though. I was behind her, and I pretended to sneeze, and then right after I just went Corona, and then she got a little scared, and we're even. The point is, Tom Hanks and his lovely wife have the coronavirus, and I wish them all the best. I hope everything works out great. Just one of those things where you just, once you got it, you got to stay quarantined, whatever, in your house, and just relax, So everybody just relax. This awesome couple is going to be fine, okay? Just trust me on this, okay? God, he knows how much we love Tom Hanks. How we know, all he's missing is the halo. He played Mr. Rogers. That's enough said. But this podcast, I'd like to talk a little bit about Mr. Tom Hanks. And as always, let's go to the famous Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Thomas Jeffrey Hanks, born July 9th, 1956, is an American actor and filmmaker. Known for both his comedic and dramatic roles, Hanks is one of the most popular and recognizable film stars worldwide, and is widely regarded as an American culture icon. Hanks' films have grossed more than 4.9 billion in North America, and more than 9.96 billion worldwide, making him the fifth highest grossing actor in North America. Hanks made his breakthrough with leading roles in the comedies Splash and Big. He won 2 consecutive Academy Awards for Best Actor for starring as a gay lawyer suffering from AIDS in Philadelphia, and a young man with below average IQ in Forrest Gump. Hanks collaborated with film director Steven Spielberg on 5 films: Saving Private Ryan, Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, Bridge of Spies, and The Post, as well as 2001 miniseries Band of Brothers, which launched him as a director, producer, and screenwriter. Hanks' other notable films include the romantic comedies Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. The dramas Apollo 13, The Green Mile, Castaway, Road to Perdition, and Cloud Atlas. And the biographical dramas Saving Mr. Banks, Captain Phillips, Sully, and A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. He has also starred in Robert Langdon film series and as a voiced Sheriff Woody, in the Toy Story film series. Hanks' accolades include 2 Academy Awards. He has received the Stanley Kubrick Britannia Award for Excellence in Film from the British Academy of Film and Television Arts in 2004. In 2014, he received a Kennedy Center Honor. And in 2016, he received a Presidential Medal of Freedom from probably the coolest president of all time, President Barack Obama, as well as the French Legion of Honor. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to get into a whole bunch of facts about Tom Hanks in a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to mention this in this list, but I have to say this, and a lot of people do not know this, okay? But the people that do know me, they do know this. I'm a old school Nintendo and Super Nintendo fan. I don't keep up with this new shit. I really don't care. I'll be honest with you. I mean, some of it's good, I guess, whatever. You know, Halo and Grand Theft Autos and all that shit. But, you know, I'm an old school guy when it comes to video games. So those two systems mean a lot to me. So when I heard they were going to make a Super Mario movie, we were all excited. We all knew, like, this was going to be big. Holy fuck, were we wrong. But before they cast the actual cast that ended up being the Super Mario Brothers, unfortunately, we got, originally, the story is that they wanted Tom Hanks to play Super Mario. And they gave him a very good salary. And he was all set to go. And before this, you got to keep in mind, like during the 80s, early 90s, whatever, like Tom Hanks was just doing comedy after comedy. I mean, he wasn't known as that serious actor yet. Like nobody wanted to take him, you know, seriously, you know, for like a serious role, you know. You know, although Big, you know, was kind of like a comedy and, you know, / drama, whatever, you know, and he kicked ass in that. We all know that. You know, the piano scene alone is awesome. But we'll get into that later. But the studio was kind of like, you know what? He had a couple clunkers there and, you know, they just weren't sure and they backed out. So, because he didn't do that movie, he ended up doing Philadelphia. And we all know what happened after that. That basically launched his career even further, like to the next level, you know, on a serious level, getting the Oscar, you know. So I mean, that's how fluky this business is. So what I'm trying to say is, I mean, sometimes not getting the role is the best thing that could happen in your career. So, but I don't know. I mean, like Tom Hanks is Super Mario. I don't know, him growing the mustache. I mean, would that have worked? I don't know. In his head, he's probably thinking, thank God it didn't. But, you know, that's how crazy this business is. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, here's a couple facts I found. Let's have some fun, shall we? All right. Hanks has a reputation as the nicest guy in Hollywood. No shit. And generally, he doesn't seem to have any big feuds with other stars or directors like many other actors have had. Perhaps because of this sterling reputation, though fans were shocked when Sarah Jessica Parker was caught giving Hanks a death stare at the New York Rangers hockey game. It was an intense glare of pure hatred, but Parker tried to write it off, saying that the two had been joking around and that she adores Hanks. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is by far the worst, as far as I could see, that Tom Hanks has put up with in his business. The scariest thing from another actor. And again, it was just a joke. Okay? You must Sarah Jessica Parker has made off that HBO show. I forgot what it's called. I don't know. It's Sex and the City. There you go. Okay, sorry. I don't you know, sorry for not seeing it, but I hear good things. And yeah, that's it. Like this is the worst he has to put up with. You know, he's a nice guy. We all know that. We know that. There are few animated movies more beloved than Toy Story. And with a number of sequels, the cast is consistently being reunited. But it's not always fun and games behind the scenes. As Tim Allen has revealed, Allen, who plays Buzz Lightyear in the film franchise, said that it's difficult to work with Tom Hanks, if only because Hanks' character, Woody, gets the good lines. You see, again, you know, you think something bad is going to happen. Tim Allen is a cool dude, by the way. Wait. I can do that much better. Hold on. Thank you. God, I love this podcast. So, yeah, again, you know, he gets some good lines. That's it. I mean, again, this is the biggest beef that Tom Hanks has to deal with, really. Again, you know, these two guys are cool together. These movies are very emotional. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've never told anybody this. I cried at the end of part 3 of this franchise. We're going to get more into that later and why in the end I'm such a pansy. But they're very good movies. Anyways, Tom Hanks married his college sweetheart, Samantha Lewis. I hope I say that right. Sorry. Lee Lewis. In 1978. They already had a son, Colin, at the time, and the couple later had a daughter, Elizabeth. Although they divorced in 1987, they must have remained amicable because when Lewis was diagnosed with cancer, Hanks paid all of her medical bills. As mother to his 2 children, how could he not? He paid her bills throughout multiple rounds of treatment, but sadly, Lewis passed away in 2002 from bone cancer. I'll be honest with you guys, even I didn't know that. Yeah, that's really sad, man. You know, I mean, going through that, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace. We may have none other than Chevy Chase to thank for the Hollywood success of Tom Hanks. Chase was among the first picks for the leads of 2 films, Turner and Hooch and Splash, that became starring vehicles for a young rising talent by the name of Tom Hanks. So guys, you got to understand, I mean, Chevy Chase, you know, after he left Saturday Night Live, you know, I mean, I think he left in the beginning of season 2. A lot of people always think he left in the beginning of, or at the end of season 1. He did do a couple episodes in season 2. He later hosted the show in season 3, which is probably one of my favorite episodes. I don't know, maybe they just did it just so they could prove, you know, that there was no bad blood, whatever. But that's an excellent episode. If you ever find it, watch it. But yeah, you know, so of course he was getting offered all the juicy roles, and you know, someone turns it down, becomes someone else's success. Hence, Tom Hanks. So Hanks would go on to dominate in the 1990s, which were a less than fortunate time in Chase's career. We can't put all the blame all on him. Turning down those roles made Tom Hanks' career. So, yeah. There you go. Now, it's safe to say that Forrest Gump is one of Tom Hanks' highlights, biggest highlights in his career, obviously. Winning him an Oscar and making nearly $680 million at the box office, making it one of the highest grossing films of the 90s. So you might be surprised that Hanks didn't take any money up front for being in the movie. He was so confident in the film that he was paid in percentage points of the film's gross. His gamble paid off as he earned $40 million for his troubles. And that's what you got to do sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. You have faith in the project and you think, you know what, in the end, it's going to make me more money. And yeah, 40 million isn't, it's pretty awesome. At the age of 45, he was the youngest ever to receive the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award, making everyone else on Earth feel remarkably unaccomplished. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, keep in mind that award, I mean, usually get passed down, later on in life, maybe in your 60s, 70s if you're an actor, if you're retired, then a couple years later you get the award. And yeah, he was still kicking ass at that point. So, yeah, that's awesome. Tom Hanks signed onto Forrest Gump after an hour and a half of reading the script, but agreed only to take the role if the film was historically accurate. He initially wanted to ease Forrest's pronounced Southern accent, but was eventually persuaded by director Robert Zemeckis, look that guy up, he's done some kick-ass shit too, to portray the heavy accent stressed in the novel. There you go. The guy cares about his craft. He wants the character to sound right. That's it. That's it. That's what we want in an actor, to actually give a shit. Thank you. Tom Hanks ended up modeling his accent of Forrest Gump on the real-life accent of Michael Connor Humphreys, the boy who played young Forrest in the movie. I didn't know that. He just figured, you know what? Okay, there you go. I'll just sound like this guy, and that's it. Before Tom Hanks was cast as Captain John Miller in Saving Private Ryan, Spielberg considered Mel Gibson and Harrison Ford for the lead role. Given how much heart and soul Hanks gave to his role, it's hard to imagine anyone else in his place. Again, guys, you make a movie, you go down the list. You have an idea who you want, but yeah, after seeing Tom Hanks in this, he was, yeah, I mean, you could tell it was meant to be. Don't worry. The other guys, I'm pretty sure financially they're doing fine too, so don't worry about it. Saving Private Ryan was the only movie that Steven Spielberg directed up to that point in his career that he didn't develop on his own. Screenwriter Robert Rodat's script was actually sent to Spielberg by his agent. In a stroke of luck, the script had also been sent to actor Tom Hanks, who wanted to make the movie. Spielberg and Hanks, who had never worked with each other at that point, called each other when they found out they were reading the same script and decided to collaborate on the movie. They went on to collaborate on 4 more films and a miniseries. Again, small world. You just find out that both dudes are reading the same great script, and there you go. The rest is history. Hanks and wife Rita Wilson first met on the set of the sitcom Bosom Buddies in 1981, when Hanks was still married to first wife Samantha Lewis. Considering that Hanks and Lewis divorced in 1987, and Hanks remarried just a year later, it's often been rumored that Hanks and Wilson had an ongoing affair in the 80s. Hanks and Lewis divorce papers don't do much to dispel the rumors. They tell a tale of a messy divorce, where each party was ordered not to molest, attack, strike, threaten, sexually assault, batter, or otherwise disturb the peace with regards to each other. Damn. Wow, okay, I didn't know this. I always assumed that he met Rita Wilson from Volunteers, the movie he did with John Candy. We'll talk a little bit more that later. But yeah, I didn't know that. Let me just say this, okay? Rita Wilson is awesome, okay? I mean, we all pray that we have an awesome wife like Rita Wilson, okay? She is so cool, okay? She basically brought the whole My Big Fat Greek Wedding movie and the sequel, obviously, and the TV show to life. The lovely Nia Vardalos had this idea for, the movie, obviously, but before that, it was a play. It was a one-woman play, I'm told. And Rita Wilson saw it, and she's like, you know what, we got to make a movie out of this. And very proud to say that this movie was actually taped pretty much where I grew up in East York. The house is literally not even a 5-minute drive from my place. Basically giving away where I live. Anyways, the beautiful church that's in it. This is St. Dimitri's, and where the guy gets oiled down, which is basically what I do every Easter. That's where I was baptized. So it meant a lot to me just to be in this area and just learn all this. Obviously where she worked was the Danforth. It's pretty crazy. So. But that's what you do. I mean, like I've always said this, like in this business, you shouldn't not help people. I mean, if you see a great opportunity, bring it to life, and, I'm sure she got her, taste, in, the money that was made, of course, but at the same time, you just want to see like all these people do well. So, a lot of people always say Tom Hanks is generous. Rita Wilson is generous as well. And, and it's like the old saying, you like whatever powerful man you see, behind him is a powerful woman, a woman that always helps him. And, it's just, I mean, they're such a nice couple, it's just cool to see that. I just had to throw that in there. So anyways, at $9 billion worldwide, Hanks is the third highest grossing actor of all time. Okay. So again, Wikipedia, I love you, but they said, I think 5. This site is saying, was it Fascinate.com here is saying 3. How about we just meet in the middle? 4th highest grossing actor of all time. Okay, can we all agree to that? Cool. Okay. Behind only Harrison Ford and Samuel Jackson. He just recently edged out Morgan Freeman for 3rd place. That's right. Tom Hanks beat God. For those of you who don't know, Morgan Freeman played God in Bruce Almighty. Listen, all these guys are laughing to the bank. Nobody gives a shit who's 1, who's 5. Just, they're doing what they love, okay? It's all good. Tom Hanks has played a captain in 4 different movies. Apollo 13, Saving Private Ryan, Captain Phillips, and Sully. All great movies. But we'll get into that in a little bit. In 3 of his movies, Splash, Joe versus the Volcano, yes, that's an actual title for a movie. Keep in mind it was made in the 80s. They just did whatever they wanted. And Castaway. Tom Hanks has been stranded at sea. 4, if you count Captain Phillips. Although technically he wasn't stranded. He was just taken hostage. Stranded versus hostage, which one is better? I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Hanks was inducted as an honorary member of the U.S. Army Rangers Halls of Fame after his perfect depiction of an Army captain in the movie Saving Private Ryan. That's crazy. I mean, if you think about it, man, that is, first of all, that's a huge honor. Like, don't walk over that. I mean, that's crazy. Wow. That's awesome. Before he married Rita Wilson, he converted to Greek Orthodox, which is the religion of Wilson's family. Thank you. See, sorry, let me sit down here again. These guys are awesome. I'm sorry. I mean, again, see, Tom Hanks, he knows. That's it. Why wouldn't, listen, I'm half Greek. We all know that. There's no reason why he wouldn't want to convert. I mean, that's awesome. Good for him. You're Tom Hanks, oh man. Dude, you ever come to the Danforth one day? We're going to take care of you. Don't worry. Hanks found himself under the fire over some comments he made while promoting his HBO series, The Pacific. He said that during World War II, the American population had a very negative and perhaps once again, guys, when you do a podcast, you don't anticipate those. Again, I live close to a hospital. It's all the clues are there where I live. Okay, I don't have to say more. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, perhaps racist view of the Japanese. He drew parallels between World War II and the war against terror, which was raging at the time. This had war supporters calling him up and accusing him of injecting racism into the wars. Listen, guys, when you make movies like this, you're just going to have to talk about this. I mean, and then people are just going to twist their ways and making you sound racist. I mean, does anybody honestly think Tom Hanks is racist? I mean, really? Like, come on, man. Like, please. One of Tom Hanks' more famous lines is from the film Apollo 13, about a space flight disaster where he says, sorry, I'm going to build the suspense here. Hold on. Houston, we have a problem. The line, as originally spoken by astronaut Jack Swigert, was, okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. Followed by Jim Lovell, Hanks' character, confirming, Houston, we've had a problem. Hanks changed the tense to make the line more immediate because he is a darn good actor. I do agree with you, Vaccinate. It just sounds better, you know. That's like the whole thing with the Terminator, you know, originally, Schwarzenegger. I talked about this before. He didn't feel a robot will say "I'll," you know. But some things it sounds better, you know. The power of movies. Tom Hanks is a third cousin, fourth generations removed, of former President Abraham Lincoln. No shit. Okay. Hanks' great grandfather was Lincoln's great grandfather. They're practically brothers. Huh. I did not know. You know what's funny too is like if you look at a face or the face of Abraham Lincoln, and then you look at like Tom Hanks, there is a similarity there, like big time. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Abraham Lincoln kind of, I think he was more like Castaway thin, but I mean, yeah, I can see the resemblance. A big fan of manned spaceflight. Hanks is on the board of governors of the National Space Society, an organization founded by literal rocket scientist Dr. Wernher von Braun. I'm starting to see a theme here. Basically, Tom Hanks is so well liked that every movie he does is pretty good, by the way. And you know, if he's something in a movie, he basically like he mimics it in real life. It's just like this is awesome. I mean, this guy, wow, what a nice guy. In 2006, Hanks received the Douglas S. Morrow Public Outreach Award from the Space Foundation. This award is given to any individual or organization who contributes towards public awareness about space programs. Ironically, had he actually become an astronaut, Hanks would likely have done less for space exploration than as the movie star. Again, wow, this is crazy, man. Honestly, like this is so cool. Like, yeah, this guy's like the coolest guy of all time. Anyways, Tom Hanks landed the lead role in the television series Bosom Buddies alongside Peter Scolari, where he and Scolari had to dress as women to stay in the one apartment they could afford. To this day, nobody can tell whether this was good or bad for feminism. Wow, they got a picture here too. Holy shit. Uh, I've, you know what? What's going on in today's world? I'm probably going to touch on this one day in a podcast. Just not now. I'm too tired. Fuck it. Impressed by his performance in Bosom Buddies, director Ron Howard offered him the lead in Splash, a romantic comedy about a mermaid, played by Daryl Hannah, falling for a human, played by Tom Hanks. We'll get more into this a little bit later, but again, great movie. Hanks gained 30 pounds in order to play the role of Jimmy Dugan, washed-up ball player turned manager of a female baseball team in the 1992 movie A League of Their Own. He credits the local ice cream shop for providing the assist. I mean, how is this not the American dream, to gain 30 pounds by eating ice cream, by being in an awesome movie? Thank you. The very next year, Hanks had to lose that 30 pounds and more to play the role of a man dying of AIDS in the 1993 film Philadelphia. Yeah, he got pretty thin for that one. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, again, another great movie. To realistically portray a castaway in the film Castaway, Tom Hanks lost 55 pounds in 4 months. Wow. No more Haagen-Dazs there. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I've lost weight in the past, but not in 4 months. Wow, that's holy shit. A man dedicated to his craft, for sure. Could I do it? Probably not. Given his consistent and medically inadvisable weight fluctuations, it surprised nobody when Hanks went on Late Night with David Letterman and revealed that he has type 2 diabetes. Huh, I did not know that. Yeah, I guess that could happen. I mean, going up and down, like, you know, because you're messing with your body, man. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I did not know that. He is the second actor ever to win back-to-back Best Actor Oscars for his role in Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. The only other male actor to pull this off was Spencer Tracy when he won for Captains Courageous and Boys Town, which I don't think I've seen any of those movies. But yes, wow. That's, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, once you do that, you can pretty much write your own paycheck for the rest of your life. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Hanks' Oscar acceptance speech for 1993's Philadelphia, where he thanked a gay teacher, was the inspiration for the plot of 1997 film In and Out, about a teacher who was outed in an Academy Award speech. Yeah, that was, wow, that's funny. I did not know that. Played by Mr. Klein here, and I did not know that. Interesting. In Forrest Gump, the line, "My name is Forrest Gump." Wait. Hold on. Sorry. Wait, can I get a retake on that? Thank you. All right, hold on. 3, 2, 1. "My name is Forrest Gump." That wasn't any better. "People call me Forrest Gump" was ad-libbed by Tom Hanks during the film. Director Rob Zemeckis liked it so much that he decided to keep it in. "My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump." You know, you gotta wonder, like, in today's world, like, could you make a movie like Forrest Gump, you know, without, like, You guys know what I'm saying, right? I mean, like with everything going on, and people basically being offended by the word the. Yeah, I don't know. Makes you wonder. But anyways, Tom Hanks has hosted Saturday Night Live 8 times, making him a member of the Five Timers Club, a phrase first coined in a sketch during Hanks' 5th episode. Other members included Danny DeVito, Alec Baldwin, and John Goodman. Very well liked. I'm sure it'd be a big treat to work with him for a week on Saturday Night Live. That's cool. At the 2002 memorial concert for George Harrison, Tom Hanks became a member of British surrealist comedy group Mighty Python for one night. He participated in singing Mighty Python's famous Lumberjack song. Now, for those of you who don't know who Mighty Python is, shame on you. Okay, I'm not gonna. Just do your own research on that one. But yeah, that's to me that's one of the funniest things they ever did in the show for sure. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Any chance I got to work with these dudes, why not? Who's gonna say no to that? I mean, come on, come on. Tom Hanks and Bruce Springsteen have been longtime friends. Springsteen's penned the song, penned. You're right with the pen. Yeah, okay, it's probably penned. The song Streets of Philadelphia for Hanks' 1993 film. I didn't know that. This guy's got the best friends ever. Anyways, Hanks shares a birthday with musicians Jack White, David O'Hara, and Courtney Love, as well as the actor Chris Cooper, politician Donald Rumsfeld, and a barista in Denver, Colorado named Jennifer. Cool. Tom Hanks has been politically involved for many years, donating to several Democratic politicians. Oh, I just got an update. Okay. During the 2008 U.S. presidential election, again, guys, anything can happen in a podcast. He uploaded a video to his MySpace account endorsing Barack Obama because way back in 2008, MySpace was still a thing. That is true. That is true. Tom Hanks is a vintage typewriter enthusiast. The leading man has amassed 250 typewriters over his lifetime and has nearly every make, type, and year model that all you typing fans out there can imagine. Hanks isn't shy about his niche hobby. He once wrote in an editorial for the New York Times that described the distinct sounds made by typewriters. Honestly, I'm kind of convinced they're cool now. All right. There is something cool about a typewriter. I'm not going to lie. It's, I don't know. Maybe it's just like, like you think, okay, like this is the original laptop, I guess. And, it's just something about, with me personally, all right, let me share. When you push, go to a typewriter. If you're a millennial, I don't know, I can't help you. But if I'm technically a millennial too. Again, we'll get into that way later. All I'm saying is there's something satisfying about pushing the buttons. It is quite, and then when you got the thing goes all the way to the end there, then you got to push it and ding. It's something satisfying about that. I don't know what it is. It's just like like when you write something, you definitely accomplish something. Like you know that, right? I got a little distracted there. I'm sorry. Anyways, one of Tom Hanks' favorite bands is an incredibly named rock band from Alabama. Unfortunately, the name has been censored from this article. Okay. I did not know that. Hanks was asked to play the title role in Jerry Maguire. He turned it down, and they gave it to the other Tom, which is Tom Cruise. I think it's better. I'll tell you why. Because Tom Hanks, cool dude. I think Tom Cruise way more energetic. I mean, the one iconic scene in that movie, you know, it's like, hey, I'm gonna do it. Everything's gonna just flip out, man. I don't know. I think it's better with Tom Cruise doing it. I don't know. That's just maybe it's just me. What are you gonna do? Tom Hanks has played Meg Ryan's love interest in 3 different films: Joe versus the Volcano, Sleepless in Seattle, and You Got Mail. Hanks and Ryan remain good friends. Why not? Listen, you do movies with multiple people, you gotta like the person. Okay, you're gonna do a movie with someone, you're gonna love him or hate him. So that's it. In addition to being a successful actor, Hanks has also produced over 20 films and a miniseries, including My Fat Greek Wedding, The Polar Express, and Band of Brothers. There you go. Why not? Why not? Lovable, nice guy Tom Hanks was a self-admitted grump on the set of Sleepless in Seattle, even complaining that the actor playing his son got too many good lines. Again, you think something bad, like even when I read that line, I'm like, is it grump? Okay, here's something bad. Finally, something bad. No, the little guy got the good line. Oh, there you go. Again, nice compliment. See, this is the world I want to live in. Sort of. I mean, I don't know. Like, I still want to get pissed off now and then because I'm Greek and Italian. You know, it's just going to happen. It's just too many carbs. But yeah, you know, again, you can't say anything bad about this guy. You can't. I got one more fact here. Maybe there's something here. I don't know. Who knows? He originally wanted to become an astronaut, but was not successful because he didn't have the math. But a lot of us don't. He is, however, a supporter of NASA's manned space program. He even has an asteroid named after him, the 12818 Tom Hanks. Now keep in mind there's a space between 12818 space Tom Hanks, one word. They capitalized Tom, not Hanks. I don't know if that makes a difference. They put the exclamation mark at the end of Tom Hanks. I don't know if that's included too. But again, this is how powerful this man is and how nice he is. And, you know, yeah, this is awesome. It really is. I mean, Tom Hanks, you can't find anything bad about this guy. Why would you? Why would you? It would ruin the fantasy too. I mean, come on. I mean, like, what does he do? Like, you know, like, I mean, you know, does he not pick up his toenails after he clips him? You know, of course he doesn't. He has someone else do it for him. He's a movie star. They don't have to. The point is, he's a nice guy. Nice guy. Nice guy. His son, though, his son seems like a nice guy too. I'm just saying. Look. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just get rid of the elephant in the room here. Okay? No, not me. Listen. All I'm gonna say is this. Okay? I don't care what Chris Rock says. Okay? If you're a white person, you can never use the N-word. Like, never. I mean, never. Even if you're rapping a rap song, you know, by yourself in your home, you can't do it. You can't do it. Okay. Now I've heard that Tom Hanks's kid, he likes like one of his sons, he likes to rap and he's used the N-word I think a couple times in some songs. Dude, you can't do that. Okay. Listen. Okay. Listen. Your dad is like a god. Okay, I don't know. Again, I don't know what's going on there. I'm just saying you can't do it, man. Don't do it. Okay, all right. Don't be tripping. Okay, don't do it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to go on, do your thing. You know, that's cool. Even James Caan's kid was a rapper for a while. You know, with Alchemist. But you can't say the N-word. Okay, you can't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not like Paulie and Goodfellas. Just don't do it. Okay, now, I'd like to wrap this up. And when I mean wrap this up is talk about the many things that Tom Hanks has done in his movie career, okay? And TV shows, of course. So let's start from the beginning, according to IMDb, of course. Okay, because I don't go on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't listen. Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Paramount Pictures. Okay, just there's no way a movie is like 0%. There's no way a movie is 100%. Okay, I just sorry. I'm not buying this shit. Okay, anyways, the very first thing that Tom Hanks ever did was a movie in 1980 called He Knows You're Alone, and he played a man named Elliot. I can safely say I've never seen this movie. I've never heard of this movie. It got a 5.0 out of 10. I've never seen it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But again, we all start in some kind of movie. Sometimes we're just an extra. Sometimes, we, do a voiceover. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that was his first thing. And then the second thing, the Love Boat soon will be making another run. He played. Sorry, wait. He played a character called Ricky Martin. Oh no, sorry, Rick Martin. Sorry. I don't know. Just okay. Yeah, I mean that was a popular show at the time. Get a little role in that. Yeah, why not? And then after that, he did a couple seasons of Bosom Buddies. It's a show. He did with his buddy there, and like I said before. Yeah, I've never really watched the show. I got to be honest. I mean the like even the opening credit is like keep in mind back in the day like the opening credit like almost like was a signature of a show, and now when you watch a show like Ray Donovan, I mean they'll give you what happened what happened last episode, and they just put Ray Donovan like there's no theme. Now I don't know, they don't invest that much in themes anymore, which is a shame. I got to be honest, because if you think of a theme for a show, it just automatically pops in there. So Bosom Buddies is one of them for sure. Check that one out. By the way, I heard Ray Donovan got canceled, but then again, I canceled the last time. I hope it comes back. I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with Tom Hanks. This is just my 2 cents here. Anyways, he was in the show Taxi, big hit. He was in one episode there. That's cool. He was in an episode of Happy Days. Happy Days. Yeah, he was in that for a bit. Cool. He was in a TV movie called Mazes and Monsters. Never heard of it. And he was in the show Family Ties. Now he's in 3 episodes. One of them is, or 2 of them are Fugitive Part 1 and 2. I never saw that one, but I will say this: the episode called "Say Uncle." They even made fun of this on Funny or Die. I mean, like you watch him in this episode, and it's one of those things. I think it was meant to be serious, but because of the '80s kind of silliness, it's funny watching it. So the whole point of this episode is that like he's got a drinking problem, and it costs him like a lot of shit, whatever. And I think at one point he like hit Michael J. Fox or something, like not in real life, on the show there, and. I mean, it's funny and sad to watch this episode at the same time. So I just advise anybody to check out this episode. It's just absolutely entertaining either way. I don't care. Yeah. But if you got a drinking problem, get help, man. I'm just saying. Then he was in the movie called Splash. Now, the whole point of this movie is, he falls in love with a mermaid. Once again, guys, this is the 80s. Like anything goes in the 80s. When it came to comedy, music, and then for some reason, 30 years later, it's way more appreciative. Like everyone's copying the style now, and it's the mohawks and ripped jeans, whatever. Yeah, so this is a pretty funny movie. I enjoyed this movie. I liked it. John Candy's in it too. So you got 2 very nice guys in the movie. You got the beautiful Miss Hannah there. What more do you need? That's it. The Bachelor Party. Sorry, I just take the off. This movie's decent. It's nothing. It's not The Hangover, that's for sure. But I will say this. In my lifetime, I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, but I have never seen a horse do lines of cocaine, and he did 3 of them in the movie. So to me, that's by far the biggest highlight in the movie. So if you ever see this movie, you got to just check out that one scene. I mean, that alone is just awesome. But other than that, it's eh. The Man with One Red Shoe. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Sometimes you look at a movie poster and you just know it's going to be shit. This looks like one of these movie posters that clearly they just, redid it later. They put Tom Hanks on there, and they have him smiling, and hey, it's I'm with a red shoe, whatever. What the fuck is this movie about? A man picked randomly out of a crowd is made the target of CIA surveillance and pursuit. And in the trailer here, it looks like he's playing a violin. I don't know. I have no idea what to make of this. Again, guys, this is the 80s. They just made up shit as they went along. Who knows? Maybe it's good. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I don't know. That's what people say these days. Volunteers. There you go. Okay, so Volunteers. I like this movie. The only thing that throws me off about this movie is Tom Hanks. He's got like the accent, whatever. It's a little off. Again, John Candy's in it. You got the two, basically one of the two nicest guys in Hollywood history. Rita Wilson's in it. As I said before, they met before this film, wasn't buddies. I'm sure they got even closer during this movie, and I think a couple of years later they got married, and there you go. It's a decent little comedy. I mean, is it anything spectacular? No, but it's it's decent. I like it. It's check it out. Just I dare you. Check it out. Now, like I said before, when I first really discovered Mr. Tom Hanks is in the movie The Money Pit. Obviously, it's a remake of the other movie that came out years ago, whatever. But this is more, slapstick comedy, all this shit. So basically, Tom Hanks purchases this house with the lovely Shelley Long, and I guess they try to flip it, whatever. And this is a funny movie. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I mean, this is like if, I don't know, the Three Stooges bought like a house and they tried to fix it up or something. A lot of funny scenes in it. Tom Hanks definitely earned his paycheck in this one. Like I said, flying turkeys. You don't need any more description than that. There's also a really funny scene where he like falls through the floor and he's like stuck in the hole in the floor with the carpet, and he's stuck there for God knows how long. And it's I mean, and his house just goes to shit. Do they make money off it? You gotta see it. I'm not gonna give it away. You gotta see it. Funny movie. I enjoyed it. Me and Peter Griffin, we enjoyed this movie very much. Nothing in Common. He did a. You know what? This is a movie he did with Jackie Gleason. I think this is Jackie Gleason's last movie he ever did. I'm pretty sure. I never saw this movie. I got to be honest. It got a decent rating. I just don't know if it's a good movie. I mean, I like both those guys, so I don't know. I think I'll check it out one day for sure. I like those guys. I like them. Every time we say goodbye, I cry a little. Anyways, I never saw this movie. He seems to be a pilot in World War II, and he falls in love with a Jewish girl, who hasn't, in Jerusalem. And I've never seen this movie. It got a decent rating. I don't know. It could be good. Let me let me know if it's. I'll probably check it out one day. Dragnet. Before it became a popular rap song, it was actually a TV show, and then right after that, it became a movie starring him and Mr. Dan Aykroyd. Again, I never saw this movie. Yeah, once again, guys, I watch a lot of movies. I got some catching up to do. I know that. You don't have to rub it in. This movie did not get the best reviews. I know that. It was one of those movies. Like they were remaking a lot of the shit from back in the day, and once again, I would like to check that out. I really would. I love Dan Aykroyd. Everyone knows that. That's he's awesome too. Yeah, if you're a fan of the show, you might like the movie, I guess. That's the best way you could put it. So, yeah. Big. Okay, there you go. No, this is not a porn. This is a very good movie. Director Penny Marshall. I always forget she directed this one. Yeah, like Penny Marshall, awesome director. Rest in peace. She made a League of Their Own as well. Sure, years down the road, she kept Tom Hanks in mind, of course. But yeah, this is a great movie. This is like a comedy / drama movie. Really cool movie. Really neat movie. The whole scene where, basically the whole point of this movie is he wishes he was, an adult. He's a teenage kid, whatever, and then he goes to this carnival, whatever, this carnival that's about to close. He sees this one machine there that gives him a wish, and it makes him big, and like tall wise, not and he becomes an adult, and he ends up getting this kick-ass job working at like a toy factory or something, or he becomes a toy manager or something, falls in love. He plays the piano with Robert Loggia, which is a classic scene. Everyone always makes fun of that one. Great movie, really, really great movie. Funny, but just touching. It showed Tom Hanks can play that dramatic role. So it was a cool little transition. What he did there. He was able to do the comedy, but at the same time, show more of a serious side. So good movie. I'm very glad they never made a sequel out of this movie. I'm not saying that they were going to. God only knows if they were or not. But I'm just saying it's one of those movies. It's classic. It's fine the way it is. Perfect. Punchline. I've heard of this movie. Okay, so yeah, a bunch of people just do stand up in this movie. Again, I don't think this movie got the best reviews. Yeah, if you want to check, it's got Sally Field, John Goodman. I don't know. You never know. They got a big harp in the background. That's cool too. Yeah, if you want to check it out. I never saw it. Again, guys, please let me know. Okay, I got a life outside of this. So if you ever see it, let me know. Thanks. The Burbs. Okay, I love this movie. Okay, this is a fucking funny movie. This is almost like a comedic version of like a Twilight Zone episode. So basically, this movie is about this guy, and played by Tom Hanks, obviously. And next door, he's convinced that his neighbor is killing people. He's like this weird scientist dude, and they're just trying to get all this proof that he's doing all these murders and all this shit. And Bruce Dern's in it, Carrie Fisher. What do you want? It's fucking hilarious. Hey, Pinocchio, where do you think you're going? So, my best advice to you is check this out. It's awesome. It's funny. Corey Feldman's in it too. He's good in it too. That kid's a meatball. Trust me, when you watch the movie, you'll get all these references. So yeah, check it out. I enjoyed this movie very much. Okay? Just trust me on this one. Okay, Turn and Hooch. Funny movie. Listen, I did the podcast on the dogs. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of dogs. If I had to take care of a dog like this, just shoot me in the head, be done with it. But but again, but in the 80s, this worked as a comedy. So Tom Hanks is a detective, and he adopts this big drooling machine that is a dog to find a killer. Again, this is 80s themed movies at their best, and this is actually a really funny movie. I enjoyed it. A lot of people mix whatever thing, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't want to give a lot away what happens at the end there, but again, there's serious parts in there, and I don't know. I liked it. I recommend it. Joe versus the volcano. Okay. Yes, this movie actually did happen. When a hypochondriac learns that he is dying, he accepts an offer to throw himself in a volcano at a tropical island, and along the way there, learns to truly live. Again, I enjoyed this movie. Again, this movie actually came out in 1990, so obviously it was made in, I guess, the late 80s, 89, whatever. But yeah, this is the type of movie you would see at this time, and at the time this was believable. Again, is it a spectacular comedy? No, but it's good for a cheap laugh. It's all right, and yeah, it's what the title says. The Bonfire of the Vanities. Okay, now. I heard when they made this movie, it was just kind of a mess in the sense, like they were concerned about the script and the story, and it pretty much got panned. I mean, they put a lot of movie into it. I mean, Hanks is in there, Melanie Griffin, Bruce Willis. I think I saw a bit of it one day. It was, it just wasn't, Some of those movies you probably thought, okay, yeah, you get all these people in the script and, at the time, whatever, but, not Tom Hanks' best. I'll just say that. Radio Flyer, he was uncredited in this, which I'm assuming he probably did like a voiceover. Maybe he shows up at the end. I don't know. This is something to do with I didn't know what this movie's about. I gotta be honest. I don't know. Is this the one about the wagon? Like it's a red wagon or something? I don't know. Whatever. I never saw it, so I don't know. Again, let me know. Tales from the Crypt. He was in an episode of that. The first couple seasons were really good. After that, whatever. But the first couple seasons, I mentioned this before with the Arnold Schwarzenegger podcast. They got a whole bunch of A-listers, and it was pretty good. So check it out. League of Their Own. Again, working with Penny Marshall. There's no crying in baseball, which is the classic line in the movie. I saw this movie recently, maybe a year ago or something like that for the first time. This is a really good movie, well-cast movie too. Madonna's in there, Rosie O'Donnell. It's just, about a bunch of women that want to just play baseball and, and just have fun. That's it, man. So I liked it. Very, very good movie. Sleepless in Seattle. I heard this was a good movie. I heard it was a very touching movie. I've never seen this movie. I don't know. I've heard, Seattle, no offense to that city. I heard it could be very depressing at times, because of the weather and all that. I've never seen it. I heard it was a really good movie. Like I said, it's one of those rom-coms, I guess. I don't know. Fuck, whatever. But again, it did very well. So there you go. He was in a TV series called Fallen Angels. I never heard of the show. Who's in this? Miguel Ferrell, Lynette Walden. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyways, the next thing he was in was a little movie called Philadelphia. Now, like I said before, at this time he's done a little bit of drama here and there. We've seen him be serious in some roles. For the most part, it's been these, comedies and all that, whatever. And then, like I said before about the whole Mario story there, he ended up being in Philadelphia with him and Denzel Washington, giving both these guys giving excellent performances. It's an excellent movie. I mean, you gotta keep in mind at the time when AIDS came along, around the early '80s, whatever. I mean, it was a real scare. even at the time, Magic Johnson had it. Nobody wanted to play with that guy on the court. And who was it? Barkley made a funny joke about saying, well, it's not, like we're going to have sex with him on the court. I mean, we're just, playing basketball here or whatever. And but it was a really serious subject, and at the time, even in the movie, there's a scene where he's talking to the guy, and like Tom Hanks is like touching all the stuff in his office, and the guy's thinking, oh my God, if I touch this, do I get AIDS? And like nobody fucking knew anything, everyone was just so miseducated, like something else, Corona. Anyways, I know it's serious, guys. I get it, but let's save some tissues and water at Walmart, okay? All the shelves are empty. Fuck. Anyways, the point is a really good movie, and this launched Tom Hanks into a whole different tax bracket. So you won the Academy Award for Best Actor, and the rest is history. He was in the music video, Bruce Springsteen, as I mentioned before. They're good friends. Streets of Philadelphia. Cool there. Video short. Yeah, there you go. Forrest Gump. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know me, you guys know I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan, and that year it was a weird year in the sense where like two really good movies came out, Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction. Everybody always says, oh, Pulp Fiction is by far, the best movie, better than Forrest Gump, and like for every award, I mean, best actor, they're just competing against each other, and Forrest Gump just trumped everything from Pulp Fiction. Even today, people say Pulp Fiction is the better picture, but Forrest Gump is a really cool movie in the sense where they just take different aspects of history and this is where like green screen was kind of, obviously they used green screen before this, but it was cool just to see how they digitally put like Tom Hanks in these like situations, at the White House, and I gotta pay, and whatever, and it was just a really cool movie. I liked it. A lot of people always say, oh, it's whatever, it's just like different things, whatever, but it's a really cool movie. Apparently, I think they wanted John Travolta for the role. He didn't want to do it, and then once again, Tom Hanks was there, stepped up, won Best Actor for that, and there you go. Again, great movie, check it out, very entertaining. Great soundtrack, by the way, too. He did a TV movie, Vault of Horror 1. All right. Then he did Apollo 13. And again, it just keeps coming for Tom Hanks. It's just one hit movie after another. Obviously, Apollo 13, we all know what that movie's about. About the guys getting stuck in space and coming back. Funny story. Ron Howard was on Howard Stern one day, and he told a really good story. He said they did, like before you release a movie, you obviously have test screenings for people. And they make comments on the movie and, how can you improve it. Everybody was just, loved it. It's just nothing but positive reviews. And then one review came in. And the guy said something like, more Hollywood bullshit. There's no way these guys would ever survive in space. The dickhead didn't know it was based on a true story. Oh, shit. But anyways, like I said, great movie, great cast of people. Definitely check that one out. And here we go. Toy Story. Now, when Toy Story came out, it's basically what built Pixar, obviously. A whole different new way of doing animation. And it's funny, I could do a whole podcast on Toy Story, just the whole story there. But I saw a thing recently where they were just like drawing out the characters, and I think originally they wanted to make Woody the bad guy, and they were drawing like way more scary and serious, whatever. But they made it more kid friendly, obviously. And all these movies are great. I think the first one I saw like on video, because I don't know, you never know. Like you don't want to give into the hype. You want to see it on video. You're a kid. Like, remember VHSs, guys? Anybody under the age of 15, I'll tell you what a VHS is later. But great movie, very entertaining. To infinity and beyond. I did not say that right at all, but who cares? That Thing You Do. Okay, I've never seen this movie. I heard it was good. My dad loves this movie. Yeah, shout out to my dad. What's going on? Yeah, basically plays like a music producer, kind of like producing a group that's, I mean, kind of like a doo-wop Beatles group kind of thing going there, and there you go. The Wonderful World of Disney. Okay, did the voice for that. It was a famous TV series. I do remember that show. They play the episodes of things, whatever. Then they include recent stuff, and of course, you got to put Tom Hanks in there, of course. From the Earth to the Moon TV mini series. I never heard of this. Wow, got a hell of a good review. Wow, shit. 8.6 out of 10. Shit, how come I never heard of this? Dramatized portrayal of the Apollo manned space program. It's got the one guy I like in there from who plays the brother in Drew Carey. Why have I never heard of this? Oh, that's Yeah, like I said, I got a really good review, and yeah, there you go. All right. Just more things for me to watch of, Tom Hanks. I mean, holy cow, this is great. With the I don't know, everybody's stuck inside because of the coronavirus, so I don't know, it gives me just more time to watch this shit, I guess. Okay. Cool. Well, the next thing he did was a little movie called Saving Private Ryan. Now, if anybody sees this movie, this is definitely one of the best war movies of all time. I mean, just the way it was shot was just awesome. I mean, that first, 20, 30 minutes is just, it is just insane. Like, it's so intense, man. It feels like you're right there. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't want to give anything away with this, because you should just watch this movie just, not knowing, a lot, and just go right in there. But yeah, it is just an awesome movie. So I highly recommend you see this movie. Once again, it's called Saving Private Ryan. You're welcome. You Got Mail. Again, another rom-com. Oh yeah, I forgot Dave Chappelle is in this movie. He teams up again with Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan. And I assume they fall in love, and then some shit happens, and then they end up together again. I guess, I don't know. Once again, I've never seen this movie. Cool. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 1 was such a big success. Why not make another one? So, again, this one I do remember seeing in theaters. Great movie. Awesome movie. Yeah. So, like I said, they're all good movies. They're all good. If you like the first one, you're gonna like the other ones. Don't worry. There's no slowing down. The Green Mile. Now, The Green Mile, I remember seeing this movie in theaters, and this movie is awesome. A lot of people say that The Shawshank Redemption is, the best Stephen King novel turned movie. I would debate The Green Mile is better. Okay, a lot of people are gonna give me shit for that. I don't give a fuck. But this is an excellent movie. Once again, John Travolta, I think, was originally offered this role. Again, John, I love you, man, but I'm glad Tom Hanks took this role. This is a really, really good movie. It's basically about a guy, Tom Hanks. He plays a jail guard, and the whole point of the concept of the Green Mile is the floor, that they work on. It's green, obviously. And it's a mile towards the chair, the electric chair. And they're just guarding these, insane criminals until they, they get electrocuted. And he comes across this one guy, played by Michael Clark Duncan, who is excellent in this role. He almost has like godlike powers. And again, I don't want to give a lot away. I strongly recommend this movie. Like, this is such a great movie. Great performances, great cast of people too. Sam Rockwell's great in it. Just a great movie. I know the sponge was supposed to be wet. Like that, man. Even I wanted to punch that guy after. You'll get the reference when you watch the movie. The point is, excellent movie. I highly, highly, highly recommend you watch this movie. Castaway. Yeah, this was a pretty crazy movie too. It's basically about a guy who gets stranded on an island. I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I saw this movie, I wasn't a big fan of it. Like I thought it was okay, and then I watched it like I don't know years later, and then I loved it. So maybe I wasn't in the right mindset or something. I mean that happens sometimes when you watch a movie and then years later you're like, I give it another chance, and then you like it again. So yeah, great movie. I mean, just you know. Yeah, you think, okay, he's gonna be stranded on an island. How are they gonna make a movie out of this? But yeah, he deals with like all the elements, and he does his best to get off there. Does he get off the island? I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. So yeah, that's just something you got to find out for yourself. One thing you don't have to find out for yourself is this one fact. Apparently, right in the beginning of the movie, Tom Hanks' character, he works for FedEx deposits there, or depots, whatever it's called. And there's a scene, where they're on the runway there, and there's a huge symbol there on the plane that says FedEx. Now, you think when you make a movie like this, you go around all the different companies, you're like, okay, who wants to sponsor this movie? Who wants their big name in lights, whatever, to make money off this and, help fund the movie, of course. They put FedEx on there. Apparently, FedEx did not have to pay 1 red cent. This was absolutely free advertising for them, which is something I like, even for a big name like Tom, I can't believe they actually, they got away with it. So that is just free advertisement for life in a great Tom Hanks movie. So yeah, that's that's pretty crazy. But yeah, excellent movie. Highly recommend this one too. And like I said, it just keeps on rolling with Tom Hanks here. He did Band of Brothers, a TV miniseries, which might be one of the best miniseries of all time. I mean, this is just excellent. Yeah, I think he helped produce it and all that. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, look at like on IMDb, they gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it is really, it is pretty awesome. It says here it's the story of Easy Company of the U.S. Army 101st Airborne Division and their mission in World War II Europe, from Operation Overlord through VJ Day. Yeah, and it goes back and forth. Like it talks to the real guys as well that were there. Great cast of people too. I mean, I don't know. I look back to I forgot how many great people were in this. Like Ron Livingston was in this. Scott Grimes, Donnie Wahlberg. It's really just an awesome cast, and it's so well done. Like again, a lot of scenes, it feels like you're right there. Again, I don't want to give anything away because it's really that good. So yeah, whenever you got some time, or I don't know, I guess over 10 hours to kill, which what's going on in today's world, and it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, definitely check it out. You will definitely not regret it for sure. Road to Perdition, great movie. Probably a movie. I'm not gonna say this movie is an underrated movie because people actually know about this movie. This is a movie like one of Tom Hanks' movies. I feel does not get recognized enough. Sam Mendes, same dude who did American Beauty. Excellent movie. I think this is technically Paul Newman's last movie. I mean, he did the movie about the trucks or whatever, the cars. This is a really good movie. It says here, a mob enforcer's son witnessed a murder, forcing him and his father to take to the road, and his father down a path of redemption and revenge. Again, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. I don't want to give away anything in this movie. It's a good like mobster flick, but at the same time, it's really good. Like acting wise, script wise, it's just really well done. And Oh, Daniel Craig's in the movie. Okay, I totally forgot he was in the movie. Yeah, I mean, really, really good movie. Definitely worth checking out. Paul Newman, we miss you. Rest in peace. And yeah, I love that gangster shit. You guys know that. My three fans, you guys know that, right? And yeah, it's a really good movie. So definitely check that one out as well. Uh, Again, Catch Me If You Can. Like you understand, Tom Hanks was just on like one hit after another. It was just like forget it. I mean, like he was just getting the best fucking scripts. So Catch Me If You Can is obviously based on a true story. About a kid who just basically just fucks over so many people by writing all these bullshit checks and played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Christopher Walken's his father, and then Tom Hanks is like the agent, always, a couple steps behind him. There's that one great scene. I don't want to give much away, but there's a great scene where he should have got caught, but he didn't. And this is just an excellent movie. Excellent movie. You know, you can always tell like a good movie, like just how much like replay value it has. I mean, this is a movie you could probably watch like at least like once a year or something like that, and just like never get sick of it. I mean, really great performances, great cast. You know, you got Spielberg in charge of it. I mean, listen, when you got Spielberg in charge of something, it's going to be good. Okay, enough said. So yeah, on top of that, like I said, it's a true story. So yeah, definitely check this one out. This is definitely one you should check out in the whole Tom Hanks cast, acting career, whatever you want to call it. Freedom, A History of Us, TV series, documentary. I've never heard of this. Looked like he did a couple episodes here. Yeah. Didn't get the best rating, but yeah, Look, we're not perfect as human beings, okay? Not everything is going to be a classic, Some things are, some things are more popular than others. You guys know that, right? So, whatever. The Lady Killers. Okay. Now, this is a movie that was a remake of the other movie years ago before. It didn't get the best reviews. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never seen the original version. I've never seen this version. It was done by the Coen brothers, which is, I mean, it's hard to believe that they didn't make a good movie because everything they've done up to this point is just being classic. I mean, has it been big hits? No, but they're always become cult classics. They're always funny. So, like I said, I've never seen this movie, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The Terminal, underrated movie. Definitely an underrated movie. What's funny is when you see like the trailer for this movie, Tom Hanks doesn't talk a lot, and there's a reason for that because in the movie he's like a foreigner. He's got kind of like an Eastern European kind of slang there or whatever, and his character obviously does talk, but the whole point of this movie is that he's stuck at JFK Airport because he can't technically go back to his country because there's something to do with his visa or something, and he can't go forward or past the airport because again, he's something wrong with his passport or whatever. So he's stuck at the airport. He's stuck in limbo basically, and he tries to make the best of it. He can't make a lot of money. I mean, I thought it was funny. At one point, he was just literally gathering all the carts just so he can get a couple quarters, just so he can get some Whoppers at the at the airport there. So yeah, good little movie. I liked it. Nothing like. I wouldn't say it's like Catch Me If You Can good, but like it's still a good little movie. I like it. So it's one of those movies where if you're not doing anything one day, check it out. I'm sure you will be very happy. Because like I said, Tom Hanks, he's an adorable human being. He's just one of those guys you love to love. Stop me if you heard this one, but it's true. It's true. Elvis has left the building. What? This is this is an actual movie. Okay. Kim Basinger, John Corbett. I don't see Tom Hanks here anywhere. Tom Hanks mailbox Elvis. Um, huh. See, at times like this, I wish I could just stop the podcast and call my mom and ask her what a mailbox Elvis is. I don't know if that's slang for something or that's the name of the character or he was just playing an Elvis really into mail. I don't know. I've never seen it, so let me know. The Polar Express. Okay, the animation in this was crazy. More of a kid movie friendly movie. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. So when you had a chance, check this one as well. I did a TV movie called The Ruddles 2 Can't Buy Me Lunch. He played an interviewee, so just made a little cameo. Some quick money, no problem. Magnificent Distillation, Walking on the Moon 3D, documentary short. He was the narrator. Again, Morgan Freeman, God only knows how much money he's made off just, loaning his voice just to narrate the movie. But yes, Tom Hanks has narrated a bunch of stuff, and there you go. Nice paycheck. He was also in the movie Cars, like I said before, about the Paul Newman technically being his last movie. I didn't know he was in this one either. So yeah, there you go. The Da Vinci Code. Very popular books. I'm not a fan of reading, so I wouldn't know. But as you can tell by the way I pronounce things on this podcast. But anyways, yeah, a lot of people thought the books were better. That's basically what I was told from these movies. So, yeah, check it out if you're a fan of the books. Watch the movie, I guess. Yeah, sure. The Simpsons movie. He loaned his voice for that, of course. Can't make a Simpsons movie without Tom Hanks. No. Of course not. Charlie Wilson's War. Another underrated movie. Now, this movie has Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, and the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace. And it's just awesome. 3 solid performances by all 3 actors. According to IMDb here, it says, a drama based on Texas Congressman Charlie Wilson's covert dealings in Afghanistan, where his efforts to assess rebels in their war with Soviets have some unforeseen and long-reaching effects. Like I said, it's worth just watching this movie just to see all 3 of these people kick ass. Excellent movie. Again, probably not a movie that a lot of people talk about with Tom Hanks, but like I said, excellent movie. Definitely check it out. I love the fact that the film with Seymour Hoffman, I think, plays like a half Greek guy. That's just awesome. Again, we miss you, buddy. Yeah, just I can't say enough good things about this movie. It's a very solid performance by all 3. The next movie he did was The Great Buck Howard. That sounds familiar. I never saw this movie. Colin Hanks, John Malkovich, Tom Hanks. A young man, much to the chagrin of his father, becomes a new assistant to an illustrationist in decline. I didn't get the best reviews, but one thing I would like to say about Colin Hanks is he kicks some ass in Orange County. Him and Jack Black, that was a great movie too. And he was good in Dexter as well. So, and he does look obviously a lot like his father. So yeah, it's cool to see just, the kids take on the next, school of acting. So that's cool. I always enjoy seeing that. The next thing Tom Hanks did was Angels and Demons, which I believe is a sequel to the Da Vinci Code. Again, I never saw it. I don't think I did. So again, if you like the books, you'll like this movie. And then he showed up on The Late Show with David Letterman, doing a bunch of skits, You can never lose there. Beyond All Boundaries was a short. He was a narrator. Again, easy paycheck. The Pacific, which is again another TV miniseries he did, similar to Band of Brothers. Not gonna lie to you, it wasn't as good as Band of Brothers. I mean, it's big shoes to fill with that one, but it's still worth checking out. So if you like Band of Brothers, you will like The Pacific. Toy Story 3, again, let's just keep this money train going, guys. People love these movies. They're enjoyable. They're good. Why not? Toy Story Tunes, Hawaiian Vacation. Sure, make some more stuff on the side. More money. Awesome. 30 Rock. I did a little cameo in that one. Larry Crown. I never saw this one. Didn't get the best reviews. Yeah, I only got 6.1 out of 10, but it's weird with those like ratings like that, because it's one of those ratings where it could be a good movie, it may not be, depends on your little fancy there. It says here, after losing his job, a middle-aged man reinvents himself by going back to college. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, listen, if Rodney Dangerfield can do it, so can Tom Hanks. Okay, you got Julia Roberts in there, even there, Nia Vardalos, she was one of the writers, her and Tom Hanks. So I've never seen it, but I will one day. Like I said, with all this free time going around with Mr. Corona fucking everything up, I'm sure they'll. Now we got no excuse for not checking out these movies. So there you go. Daily Show, he did a little thing on there. Toy Story Tunes, Small Fry, Mo Money, Mo Money, Mo Money. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Sounds familiar. Oh, I remember this movie. Yeah. He was in this, really? Okay. Was he really? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, he was one of. Oh, okay. No, he was one of the main guys. Oh, okay. Oh, he was the father. Okay. I might be confusing this movie for another movie. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I've never seen this movie. I do remember it being talked a lot about during the whole Oscar season. So Tom Hanks is 6 feet, by the way. And an alternate name he has is Tamu Hankkusu. Sorry, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I just saw that in front of me. Okay. Yeah, so I never saw this movie. Yes. Again, let me know what it's all about. The next thing he did was Electric City, TV's series short. He loaned his voice for that one. Cloud Atlas. Okay. Listen, you guys know how much I love Halle Berry. You guys know at this point how much I love Tom Hanks. I tried to make sense of this movie. I maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I got lost. Maybe I didn't get what the point of this movie was. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I'm just being honest with you. I will always respect the people who were behind the first Matrix movie. Always, But I don't know what to tell you. Toy Story Tunes, Partysaurus Rex. Wow, they just. Oof. Every month he must get a solid check from doing Toy Story. This is awesome. Okay, Captain Phillips. Okay, we all know this story. It's based on the real guy who got hijacked by pirates. Good little movie. I liked it. And it was smart about like his character in the movie. Obviously based on a true story, like I said. That's what you got to do in situations like that. Like I've always said that. Like if you ever get captured by someone, you got to somehow find out as much information as you can. Ask like little questions and then just go from there. So you could tell he was a really smart guy because he had to find out as much information, And then at one point the guy just like, "Yeah, Irish, you talk too much," And it's true. Like he wouldn't shut the fuck up. But that's what you got to do, Okay, maybe he'll get you, pistol whipped or something. But that's what a good captain does. So definitely recommend this movie for sure. Toy Story of Terror. Wow, these checks just keep coming in. Saving Mr. Banks. I never saw this one. I heard about this. It's something about what was it? Arthur P.L. Travers reflects on her childhood after reluctantly meeting with Walt Disney, who seeks to adapt her Mary Poppins books for the big screen. Yeah, got a pretty good rating. Yeah, so I don't know. Again, guys, another movie I got to check out. So, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Toy Story, That Time Forgot. Oh, fuck. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Carly Rae Jessep, I Really Like You, short video. He was in that. Okay. Bridge of Spies. Okay. uh, I saw a little bit of this movie. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything like whoa, oh my god, I'll just be honest with you. I mean, this year was, I believe, the year that the actor in the movie, he won Best Supporting Actor. Yeah, and listen, I'm Italian. We all know that. Sylvester Stallone should have won it for Creed. I get like this is one of these movies where it just I don't it's it brings up bad memories for me. That's all. I'm just saying. I mean I didn't know what to expect from Creed. I mean you're like, okay, he's gonna revamp it. It's like, oh shit, it's either gonna be really good or really bad. To me, in my opinion, it was the best movie since the first Rocky. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And yeah, I mean, I think he got robbed that year. But again, what are you gonna do? Ithaca. I don't know. I never heard of this movie. I didn't get the best reviews. Director Meg Ryan. Oh, I didn't know that. With his older brother off to war, 14-year-old telegram messenger Homer Macaulay comes of age in the summer of 1942. Okay. I never saw it. Never saw it. Yeah. Again, guys, I can't watch everything, but what are you going to do? A Hologram for the King. Another Tom Hanks movie I never heard of. A failed American sales rep looks to recoup his losses by traveling to Saudi Arabia and selling his company's product to a wealthy monarch. I never heard of this movie either. I don't know. It's in Tom Hanks in the movie poster. He's stuck in the desert. I don't know. It looks like a businessman version of Lawrence of Arabia. Okay. Yeah, I never saw this one. I'll probably check it out one day. And then, the next one he did was Maya and Marty. That was a TV series. And Sully. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is obviously based on a true story. And it's the story of Chelsea Sully Sullenberg, played by Tom Hanks, an American pilot who became a hero after landing his damaged plane on the Hudson River in order to save the flight's passenger and crew. Now, when this story hit way back in the day, this was crazy. I mean, people were like, how the fuck could something like this happen? And honestly, guys, you gotta understand how crazy this was. I mean, the whole reason why this happened is because a whole bunch of birds fell into the engine there, and I'm Canadian, guys, and I remember at one point Americans were saying that it was Canada's fault because the Canadian geese were flying in there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, come on, guys, please, come on. And then even at the time this movie came out, I'm like, okay, it's directed by Clint Eastwood, who has done some awesome work. I mean, if you know who Clint Eastwood is, just, I don't know, go fuck yourself. And, and you think, and even I saw this movie in theaters, I'm thinking to myself, how's he going to make a 2-hour movie out of this? And again, that's the genius of Clint Eastwood. He, even recently with him doing Richard Jewell, which is a great movie that came out in 2019. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's about the guy who, the security guard who helped people from the bombing in the 1996 Atlanta Olympia Games there. But yeah, this is a great movie. Great performances too. Like when you land that plane on water, it's basically like landing on glass, and it's just no short of a miracle that like the plane didn't flip or it didn't dive right in the water and everyone died. I mean, like nobody died apparently, right? I mean, like it's just insane, you know. And then they're giving him shit, like saying, "Oh, you know, well, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this?" Shut up! He saved everybody. Like, well, what do you want? You know, like, you know. There's a great movie, or sorry, moment in the movie where like he just, you know, like they're all kind of joking around about it and just trying to find out facts, and he just looks at me, and goes, you know, can we get serious? And you know, he just lays it out. He's like, look, I had to do what I had to do, and that's it, you know. And yeah, just a great job with this movie, like everybody involved, and yeah, definitely highly recommend this movie as well. Definitely a Tom Hanks must see for sure. And yeah, I mean, God bless that man for saving all those people. So yeah, crazy. Inferno, Disco Inferno? No, this is, I don't know what this is. It's works at an Italian hospital, has amnesia. I think it's the best reviews. I've never even heard of this movie. I gotta be honest. Yeah. Again, like when you look at a movie poster, like you can even tell like some of these movies, like you know, you're like, like why have I never? And look, it's directed by Ron Howard too. How come I never heard of this? It's funny how that happens. And like a lot of times I do this podcast, I'll read about an actor, you know, and just I never, I don't know, like some of these movies I've never even heard of. I don't know, just yeah, it's weird. So I'll check that one out. Okay. The Circle. I don't think it the best reviews. Yeah, I sort of remember this one. I don't know. I never saw it though. I don't know. Yeah. So, huh. Yeah. That's weird how this. Yeah. Okay. The David S. Pumpkins Halloween Special. Okay. All right. So. I'm gonna do my best to try to explain this. Okay, so basically on Saturday Night Live, he did this, you know, skit where you know, these two people go in like a haunted house, whatever, and the whole point is like you go on different floors of this haunted house, and there's one segment where Tom Hanks plays a character called David S. Pumpkins. And he's just dressed in an orange and black suit, and he's got like two ghosts beside him. He's like, "Oh, dear, this like it's just meant to be silly, I guess." And they somehow made a special out of this. I don't know. Like I didn't think the character was that special, I guess, but apparently it was. And the skit's funny. I'll give you that. I don't know. I think I tried watching the special there. I was like, what is this? You know, so okay, I didn't want to check it out. It's a Halloween thing. Whatever. I recommend the skit more, but yeah, that's it. The Post. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen this movie. You gotta love the poster though. It just says Streep Hanks. So Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks. Boom. That's all you got to say. And yeah, I've never seen this movie. Again, it's a movie I would like to check out for sure. But yeah, there you go. Toy Story 4. Okay, again, that's he's got to be making at least what 25 million off this, like at least, right? I mean, for sure, you know. I heard a thing where for the sequel of Shrek, all the three people there, they each made 10 million, and all they had to do was do a voice recording in one day, apparently 14 to 18 hours or something like that, and you get 10 million. So God only knows how much Tom Hanks is making off this shit. I mean, this is crazy. But yeah, like again, a good movie. It looks like, I mean, again, I don't want to give it away. It looks like this will be the last movie, but yeah, I mean, who knows? A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what happens when you take the nicest person in the world and mix him with the nicest actor in the world? You make a very nice movie. The movie itself, obviously, it's about Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, played by Tom Hanks. It's told by the perspective of a reporter who wants to, report, or actually, no, I think he's forced to report on Mr. Rogers. I mean, I don't know why you'd be forced to do. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do it? I mean, he's an interesting guy, but it's just like a segment of his life, and the movie itself was okay. I mean, like I said, I mean, when you see a movie based on Mr. Rogers, like I was hoping for a whole life story. There's a documentary film that came out a couple years before that told the whole story about Mr. Rogers. I recommend that one as well. But yeah, I mean, he gave a great performance, and he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Now, in my head, I'm thinking like Best Supporting Actor. I mean, I guess, yeah, technically he was, but then in my head, I'm like, okay, well, Brad Pitt was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for, and you're like, oh shit, like, I thought he was gonna win it, and then it's like, well, you got Tom Hanks there. It's like, oh shit, he's probably gonna win because it's Tom Hanks, and then you're like, oh shit, but Tom Hanks did not win. Brad Pitt did end up winning Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and yeah. So again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Tom Hanks. I'm pretty sure his career will be just fine. But yeah, he was great in this as Mr. Rogers. I mean, there's certain aspects of the movie too where it shows like one interesting one. Like again, I don't want to give a lot away, but how he does it. Like with the puppets. Like the acting there, and then it shows him behind the wall. Acting it out, and it's really cool just seeing that because a lot of times you wonder like is he really into it, Mr. Rogers? Does he care? And like he really was this nice guy. I mean, after you watch the movie, you just feel like shit because you're like what have I done with my life? And oh my god, like he's such a better person than I am, and so. But again, you couldn't have found a better guy to play Mr. Rogers. So definitely recommend this movie for sure. And of course, he's got a lot of other things lined up here for the next looks like at least a couple years. One movie called Greyhound. It's coming out this year. Early in World War II, an inexperienced U.S. Navy captain must lead an Allied convoy being stalked by Nazi U-boat wolf packs. Okay, there you go. He's got his game face on that movie poster there, that's for sure. Bios, it's all in capital letters. No movie poster yet. An on post-apocalyptic Earth, a robot built to protect the life of his dying creator's beloved dog learns about life, love, friendship, and what it means to be human. Shit. All right. I never know movies like this. Like, is it going to be a cartoon? Is it going to be real life? I don't know. I'm not sure. He's Skeet Ulrich. Oh wow. Jeez, I haven't. Really? Okay. Jeez, I haven't heard that name in a while. Okay, yeah, there you go. It says drama, sci-fi. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens there. Yeah. Anyways, news of the world. A Texan traveling across the Wild West, bringing the news of the world to local townspeople, agrees to help rescue a young girl who was kidnapped. All right, there you go. So, still, even in the movies, he's still helping people. What a great guy. Oh, shit. Here we go. Okay, now check this out. Untitled Elvis Presley Project. And it's so funny because as soon as I saw this earlier, and I said to myself, like, he's got to play the Colonel. And what does it say? Colonel Tom Parker. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Damn. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, obviously a look at the life of legendary rock and roll star Elvis Presley. Okay. We got to play Elvis here. Austin Butler. Jeez, this guy's like James Dean. Wow. Okay, so he's got a little acting experience here and there. Okay. Yeah, but Tom Hanks to play the Colonel. That's going to be awesome. I have a good feeling about that one. Yeah, yeah, because the Colonel was a very big role in Elvis's life. Obviously, he brought his career to the next level. I always heard that he gave like 50% of his salary every time to him, and yeah, that should be good. Damn. Okay, yeah. So I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be good. Hopefully at that time we can actually go in the movie theaters and still see movies. Thanks Corona. But anyways, in the Garden of Beasts, a mild-mannered Chicago professor becomes America's first ambassador to Hitler's Germany just before the Nazis began to assert an iron grip across Europe. All right. Same dude who did Darkest Hour, Hannah, Atonement, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, so it's definitely a serious movie. We all know that. Joe Wright. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's coming up too. And last but not least, we have A Man Called Ove. Uvi? Avi. Avi? Uvi? Okay, all right. I'm sure that'll become more clear in the next couple years. Okay. A cranky retired man strikes up an unlikely friendship with his boisterous new neighbors. A remake of the 2015 Swedish film. And there you go. That's it. It's going to be interesting to see Tom Hanks play like a cranky, grumpy old man, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, as you can clearly see, Tom Hanks' career is not slowing down at all. He just continues to make movies, man. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, so, the thing I always like about Tom Hanks is, obviously him just being a nice guy, and I've always told people, I mean, like when you become a movie star or just in the public eye, whatever, like it's literally like winning the lottery. It's not just because the money and fame. It's just, you get a chance to do whatever you want. And Tom Hanks is, I mean, he's royalty at this point in Hollywood. And, but he helps spread it around. Producer, director, helps, other people get jobs. He remembers his friends. It's just so, I mean, this whole shit with the whole coronavirus, him and his wife, Rita Wilson, having it just sucks, man. It really sucks. I mean, you think of all people in Hollywood, like the nicest couple, like gets it. You know what I mean? And apparently they went to Australia, whatever, and maybe they got it there. I mean, who knows? Fuck. I mean, this is just crazy, guys. I don't know. Like everyone's wearing masks, and just avoid touching your face, wash your hands, whatever. And I guess now everyone's just got to be, just stay at home base, I guess. It is what it is. But I hope these guys recover really soon, and he just keeps making good movies, and he's just a nice guy. He really is. And Tom Hanks should be someone every actor should look up to, because when you're in this business, you want to treat people the same way you want to be treated, which is nice. And I'll just say this. If Tom Hanks can beat the shit out of a volcano, then there's no reason why the coronavirus should not be scared. You hear me, Malakias? Rita, you're awesome. And thank you very much to Hollywood's Mr. Nice Guy, Tom Hanks.